Hello and welcome to episode 17 to 21, who knows, unresolved, of Here, There and Eriador. Mostly off topic playing the One Ring second edition. I think I can just call it the One Ring now, actually. I don't think I need to qualify the edition anymore.
No?
Yeah, I think.
It's safe now, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like, do you even have to say Happy New Year anymore? You know, now that we're 2 weeks in.
Well, by the time that this episode is edited and released, it could be well into the summer. So I hope everybody's
Happy New
been
Year
enjoying
2025.
I hope everyone's been enjoying Halloween and getting a lot of pumpkin pie in themselves. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year for 2025, and I'm really looking forward to the Mars colony being able to see this video when it's launched. and other things. Anyway, okay, joined by the usual guys. So we haven't seen Gabe for a little while. Fortunately, Matt is having to cover COVID illness back in the old family ranch. But everyone else is here, which is good. So, who can remember what happened last time? We'll just be talking about it, actually. So we should remember what happened last time.
Yeah, we're in the Shire.
That is right.
But we all know that.
Yeah. Travelling across with Bilbo from his home to Tolman's in Little Delving, in the Westfarthing, just by the White Downs, this rolling, undulating chalk downs that provide homes for a great many sheep as they kind of roam around the grounds there. And further off, as you kind of gaze towards the west, you can see the edge of the far downs, I think, as you kind of head across there. It is the far downs, and beyond that, rumours of the sea. There is a slight tang in the air. And we were doing Hobbity stuff. You were kind of like going home, took some soup up to Grandpapa Tolman, Grandpapa Bunce.
Yeah. Reconciled with Cotman Bunce, yeah, who I guess has always been quite disappointed in Tolman. Hasn't lived up to his lofty expectations, but now appears to have kind of taken a shine to him and his new adventurous ways.
Yeah, Cotman Bunce had dreams of a political dynasty and founded in Mickle Delvin, and then it didn't quite turn out that way. But then he knew, as did everybody, that the fence was going to start to fall down because it was just too boggy to put a fence there. I mean, really, what was that about? And
we all said it.
And bonding over the inevitability of the decline of Hobbit infrastructure was something that they managed to kind of reconcile their differences for. The second law of thermodynamics playing out in Middle-earth. Bonus points for anybody who wants to look that up, what the second law of thermodynamics is. Additional bonus points if you know already.
Anyone in the chat?
I don't think there is anybody in the chat. But it is said in many places in Middle-earth that through adversity comes strength. By testing yourself in conflict, you become fitter, faster, stronger. The fires of the forge that burn hottest lead to the finest blades. So saith the elves of Holland, at least in the rhymes of lore that have come down from previous ages of this world. If this is true, what strength can there be found in hobbits? Where adversity is measured in problems such as an ill-tasting soup or missed bites from fish at the riverbank. More so, you have found that the Shire, these challenges are treated as seriously and as gravely as if they were matters of orc blade or of starvation. Being here is like taking a few moments' respite from a howling wind the lee side of a boulder, and then looking down and finding your mind becoming occupied by the triviality of slightly mismatched boots. And yet you know that Bilbo, not much different from the other hobbits, based upon the few days you spent beside him, but Bilbo played his part in the saving of Eriador from a dragon. Strange are these folk, and strange is the place they call home. Having spent the night in either the Bunce cottage or in the outbuildings that surround the farm, you all start to gather in Appletree Cottage's kitchen. Bread is cooling on the side. There's a large pot of sweet-smelling blueberry, rhubarb and thyme jam slowly boiling on the large range in the kitchen. Rosinda is supervising Rowan as she weighs and prepares more fruits and herbs to be added to the jam. There's a fair spread on the kitchen side, a pot of mint leaves stewing, freshly churned butter sitting beside a pot of salt, waiting for the ravenous hordes to descend upon it. One by one, you slowly start to gather around the kitchen table, and Rosinda serves you up various bits of food. She strokes Tolman's head as he comes down. I'll need you to head down to Molly Tasker's. Borrow a pound of jam sugar. We're running a bit short, Rosinda says to Tolman. Molly Tasker's an old friend, lives a bit further down the hill and then up the next one. The biggest problem with Molly Tasker's is the trio of inquisitive geese that roam her yard. They could have your arm off. Nobody's seen it happen, but that's not to say it won't. What do you all do as you kind of like gather around into this lovely homely scene?
Well, Gudrun, despite the uncomfortable and too low ceiling of the room, is trying to help the Rosen to prepare the dinner, but maybe giving some advice that is, at least is her impression, that is not very well received.
No, you don't need that. I don't want. What are you doing? No, chop it. No, let me show you how to hold the knife. And she gets hold of your hand.
Exactly.
To make sure that the thumb is on the blade. You get much more strength and control over that. There are always jobs available to be done. Water to fetch, firewood to split and gather, herbs to collect, fences to be mended, socks to be darned. Esteldor, you're a big man. You're very strong. And that weapon you've got, you must be a fierce warrior from where you come from.
Yes, I'm a decent one.
Well, I've got a job. Could you head out into the chalk meadow for me and bring back some of the last wildflowers? I'd love them in a vase beside my bed. Pretty
yes,
ones,
of course.
pretty ones.
Yes, of course. Yes, no problem.
And off Esteldor travels.
Do you know what flowers are, Esteldor? You know what you're looking for?
I know what flowers are, but what if you could describe those flowers that they asked for?
Well, if you head out onto see that meadow there, not that one past the stone wall, that one that over on the eastern side there. If you head up there and then go just through that little copse of trees, you'll find that there's these lovely little yellow ones, and there's these little blue fellas. They sort of, we call them peekaboos, but they're not really. They're something else. But anyway, she likes them, but don't get too many of them. She worries about whether they're going to grow back next year, so and so on.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
And you're quite tall, aren't you, Gert?
Uh, in my own way, yeah.
Could you just reach up there for me and get that pan down? We don't have it easy out here in the Westfarthing. Not like them lords and ladies over in Buckland or Hobbiton. As the morning just kind of unwinds and unrolls itself, as these things do, you could hear some laughter and some chat coming down from the ceiling. Bilbo took up a pot of tea and a small bite to eat to Cotman buns, and it seems like they're regaining themselves with times past. Rosinda looks up, and just a smile, a deep contentment comes over her as her father is obviously enjoying himself in the company of Bilbo. He's a proper gent, is Mr. Bilbo. That's all she says through the morning. And Tolman certainly, and all of you get the impression that's the highest accolade she could ever pay to anybody else.
Ah, yes, it's a proper gentleman, temperate in dragon fire, as you know.
I have no bad words said about him. He's up there with my pa, chatting away. Lovely, lovely man. Making time for my pa. He's a difficult character, can Cotman, can Papa be. Difficult character. But he had to be as mayor. Had to be. Fair, I'd say. Lunch arrives.
Say Gert is idly looking at this busted fence, this drooping fence. I imagine.
But Tolman's just doing every chore, any little thing he can about the place to help his mother.
Yeah.
Having felt the kind of this revelation or shock at his grandfather not kind of talking him down, actually talking to him as a peer, kind of invigorated Tolman.
Yeah. And the day went on. Esteldor comes back. Oh, they're lovely. It's quite a lot, though, isn't there, dear? Did you just take them from the stems? You didn't take any of the roots out?
Oh no, I did not take the roots. No.
That's good.
I made sure to leave some for later on.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Well, we wouldn't want to take them all. They've got to come back next spring. And you get some food, and the afternoon starts to roll along, and the sun starts to kind of descend itself.
It seems like an idle day. Gert's generally on a timetable, so the time in the Shire has really helped him relax and maybe not think of things so much as a schedule, more of well, this is happening now, so I guess we'll do this.
Yeah, and the jam sugar is fetched. Nobody lost an arm to the geese, though it was close at times. Very close.
I think Tolman will also be keen to kind of reciprocate the hospitality that he was shown in Bree, in the family home, in Gert's family home. So he'll be, making sure that Bert is fed and watered, and that Gert's got everything he needs, and that he's tried this marmalade as well as the other three, and I think as well on his mind will be this wolf. Not that he's gonna try to solve that problem, but yeah, I think you'd be asking about that, or talking about it to the Rangers.
And do the Rangers have any views on that?
About the wolf situation.
Yeah, this was. I'm trying to remember whether it was just Cotman and Tolman who were talking about it, or whether it was it was a different conversation.
So it's known there are rumours that you all know about wolves coming and maybe attacking some bounders. So it's all kind of like it's all been a little bit vague. But the conversation that you had last time with Cotman about him seeing a wolf from his window was just Tolman and Cotman.
Okay.
But you're all aware of the Westfarthing is plagued by wolf attacks or some version of that kind of rumour and statement.
Yeah. I think Cotman telling him that would probably set him in motion. He wouldn't want to spook his mother and his sister. So he'd probably, I don't know, maybe he would follow Esteldor out of the back of the cottage a little bit, pointing him towards the meadows.
Yep.
And then engage him in a more serious conversation.
Okay. Esteldor, this is strange. You've not seen Tolman's face contort in this way before. And he's kind of like changing his whole body, and he's kind of like very much not the Tolman that you're used to. It puts you slightly on edge as he tries to have a serious conversation.
Is everything okay, Tolman?
Well,
it looks like he's got a pain in his stomach or something.
Everything's it's all right. Everything's all right. Of course, it's all. I'm okay. I mean, what could be better back in Appletree Cottage, back in Little Delvin, and the downs are not so far away. You could almost throw a stone and hit them. But well, there's these rumours of bounders going missing and whatnot, things creeping their way into the Shire past the Rangers. That couldn't really happen, though, could it? The Rangers wouldn't let that happen.
Not unless they were ambushed themselves or preoccupied.
Preoccupied, like with that dwarf fella that we found back on the road.
Yes. It depends if this wolf is just. Do we know how many wolves there are, Tolman?
Anywhere up to 30, I reckon. But I mean, could be. It could. Well, my grandfather said there was one, but he was big as the apple tree out front.
Oh.
But, if he were an inch high, he would, bigger than that.
So bigger than the ones that we fought in the forest, do you think? From his description.
Well, that's before my time. Esteldor was.
No, you were there.
They were on the route from Bree into on the path.
Yeah.
Oh,
the goat.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
how much ale have you drank?
If you mentioned Barnabas the goat, I'd have known exactly what you're talking about. Of course,
it's a sheep. It's a ram, but yeah.
Oh yes, ram.
Goat ram.
I mean, goat is the greatest of all time. But he is a sheep.
As it is obvious, because it eats.
Oh, I did catch that. Sorry.
Because it eats. It's opposite.
Oh, okay.
Then it becomes great, bigger and bigger.
Well, I think there might just be one Esteldor, but I mean it's hard to say because my grandfather he's a bit his mind ain't always quite there, if you know what I mean. And I think sometimes he misremembers things and imagines things, and maybe there was a wolf out there on the field across the way, or maybe it was a crow. Who knows?
Well, we can't dismiss what he's seen. We should still investigate. Wolves do hunt in packs, of course. So, where there's one, there's going to be many.
What do you think we should do? How would you investigate a wolf? Like, what would you in the Ranger manual, and under Wolf investigation, what's step 1?
Well, go to the last known location.
That
And,
field over there with the fence, you know, that fence that's falling down towards the bottom of the field.
Yes.
Oh, that's where it was.
We'll have to go.
There, Esteldor.
Yes, sorry, yes. Just randomly a Hobbit passed with some food.
Rosinda's just come out with a plate of
Yeah, got some fries.
plate of fries.
And pizza.
Yep, invented in Little Delvin pizza.
Well, we have to go back to where they were spotted last. And I could just look for tracks. It's the best place to start. Maybe see if they've left any evidence
Drop-ins.
of drop-ins, yeah, that's the word. Gas, yes.
Scat.
Or evidence of anything that they've killed.
Oh, well, like bounders.
Well, animals, I was going to suggest, but hopefully not bounders.
You mean the halfling rangers, the bounders?
Yes, the feather hats.
Okay.
I hope they give you a hat, Esteldor.
Yeah, I want a hat with a feather.
Gert has a
I do
very
have a hat with a
substantial
feather.
in his hat.
Yeah, I do. I have a giant eagle feather in my hat.
Wow.
Someday you may get there, Esteldor.
Yep, and of course there's always the Mayor of Mickle Delvin, who might have compiled reports from various bounders or sheriffs around and about as an option. But you can kind of head across to the fields where Cotman claims there was a wolf giving him the old eyes.
Yeah, we could do that. You come with me, Tolman.
Yeah, I'll head over there with you.
Okay.
You think it's safe for just the two of you?
More the merrier.
Gert looks around at his task of doing absolutely nothing. Sure, yes.
But I don't know. I mean, you know quite a lot about wolf droppings, Gert. Maybe you could come with us.
I've seen my fair share of scat. It's fair to say.
Don't forget your axe, just in case.
Oh, yes.
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, Farmer Cutting over the way, he's got quite big dogs, you know, so you can't always be sure either way.
These are quite big dogs for hobbits.
Yeah,
we're talking.
Yeah, we turn up
Yorkie or.
Okay, so you kind of you wander back in, get your axe. Gudrun, you can see Gert come back and get his axe and head off if you want to join them, or you can.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I kind of.
I'm very sorry, Mrs. Rose, but as you can see, I need to assist my friend in their investigation. I'm very sorry not to be able to attend to your dinner and or on the preparation, but well, I hope we have another opportunity next time. Goodbye.
Rowan,
Okay.
come on, take over this stove. Of course, Gudrun, she says.
We're just investigating the fence, Bar. That's what Gudrun means. Is we're going to investigate it.
With an axe? Are you? Oh, that's chop some wood to be able to fix it.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
Good,
exactly.
That's
good
right.
fences make good neighbors.
That's very true. Is that
Good one.
is that one of these?
Wha-
Is that one of the Hobbit phrases
wise
that you
mode.
stole in Bree?
Wise mode.
Yes, that's Hobbit wisdom from Bree. Yes.
Sorry, Gudrun.
Oh, I say, very wise for you. Yes, very wise mode.
Yes. Okay, you head across to the area with the fence and the field. There's some sheep grazing in it.
So, dear friends, and closing the door, Gudrun perk on the wall, and breath relaxing for a while. Well, friends, let me know, what are we looking for?
We're hunting for signs of wolves.
Wolves. So we are going to looking for sheets. In fact, hairy sheets.
Okay.
Yes.
So could I have a hunting roll from those who wish, and point of game admin, your fellowship pool will have refreshed at the start of the session, and you've got 5 fellowship points, which is 4 + 1 from the Bree cultural blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So I can roll for hunting, and I
can as well, Paul.
I,
That's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know, but probably you are better than me.
I wonder if it's worth me supporting someone.
I have 2 skill in hunting and is favored, but my target number is 16.
Oh,
So-
my target number's 13. I'm favoured, and I've got 3.
So you are obviously better than me.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's
either
not-
Gudrun or Tolman can support. You're both trained in hunting.
Sure,
Gert-
I can
Gert
support.
drop-
Is that-
Yeah, Gert drops his axe while that happens.
So that would be spend a point of hope, and then Esteldor rolls an extra die, isn't it?
I can never remember that particular rule, but that feels about right to me.
I think so, because if you support your fellowship focus, then they're automatically inspired.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm rolling 4d6.
Yeah, go on. I'll spend a point.
Okay.
Oh, if they're inspired, then they get 2 dice
If they spend
when you spend a point
Exactly.
of hope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, my fellowship focus is Gert.
Yeah.
But
Right. Okay, that's right.
I don't know if you're good at hunting though.
I am the worst at hunting.
Yeah, so Tolman, you're helping. So you spend the
Yeah.
point of hope, and then Esteldor gets an additional dice.
Well, I've definitely got it because I've got 28. I needed a 13.
Jeez.
I've got 2 6s, Paul. 2
2
Take
Tengwars.
Ooh,
Mhm.
Wow.
an extraordinary success.
Okay, so this is essentially going to be a skill endeavour with a resistance of 6 and a time limit of 6. And what happens is, very quickly, as Tolman is kind of like explaining the layout of the meadow and the view from the house, and kind of like just basically talking at Esteldor's looking around, and you do find some characteristic marks of the wolf. The strong smell where it's pissed against the fence. And there's a break actually where it's forced itself through a gap in the fence, and and kind of like knocked it off. And then as you kind of like go down the hill a little bit, as you go down the hill a little bit, there's some spore marks still in a little bit of dried mud there, and you kind of start to carry on through, and you start to pick up the trail of this soul wolf that you estimate is quite a substantial beast. So you've essentially got 3 of these 6 successes that you need to have with the 2 tenguars that you rolled. It's taking you some time, and if you were to carry on this, you suspect it might even take overnight and through into the next day, and you'll be possibly moving quite a distance. You're already 3 to 4 hours as you kind of like picking up the trail, and Tolman's jumping ahead and such like from the home. But your concern, of course, is that as time moves on, the trail will become colder.
Yeah, I'll just say.
Could I help? Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Go on. What was...
Okay. I was asking, maybe Gudrun can help exploring the area, trying to guess what is the best place where a pack of wolf can have its lair or something.
Yeah, okay, good. If you want to make a hunting roll as well.
No, an explore.
An explore roll. Okay, yeah, make an explore roll.
So, and with help of Chirp, is her bird, she tried to find a good spot where to look around and find a way, the orography of the place, and what is a kind of place where a wolf can find his comfortable place where to be quiet and eat their prey. And so, I need to find my dice. Just a minute.
Yeah, of course.
I come back immediately.
And Esteldor and Tolman, there's something strange about the behaviour of this wolf. It's not doing what you would expect. It's not really. It's like it's going along Hobbit trails. It's going across bridges. It's there's one point where there's quite an undulation in the ground, and it went straight up and over instead of contouring around, which we would expect a wolf to have done. It's much more kind of like human-like behaviours or Hobbit-like behaviours than wolf-like behaviours.
And presumably, it's not like a trail of, dead sheep and stuff.
No, there's nothing like that. You kind of catching kind of like fur caught on a bramble bush and tracks that Esteldor's skill is kind of like allowing you to spot, and Tolman's ranging a little bit further ahead, and Gudrun kind of like talking to her bird. What did you get, Gudrun?
Oh, nothing. 8. So it's a failure. And because
so
it's all so fair, so quiet in the neighborhood. Nothing that could guess any wolf liar.
And to a certain extent, it's almost like this is a target-rich environment. This is quite a broad, undulating area. There are very many places a wolf could theoretically, at least overnight, even if not lair, in the place. But it's starting to get towards the evening, and you can either continue through, or you need to start to think about heading back before it does get too dark.
What do you think? Should we carry on?
Well, wherever you think's best, Esteldor.
I just don't fancy getting ambushed in the dark.
Did we bring our packs or anything? I think Gert just grabbed his axe.
Yeah, he didn't really come out for a day's travel, but it's late It's early mid autumn. It's late early and mid autumn. It's clement weather. The weather is okay. The nights are warm enough. There's no great torrential rains threatened or anything along those lines. So you are hungry, but then you did idly chomp your way through quite a spread in the morning, so you're not starving hungry.
Yeah, I think Gert's fine with pushing through.
Yes, and maybe we can find the wolves because the hunter are becoming the hunted.
Okay, I'm okay with carrying on then, if you're
Okay. So it is getting dark, and it's therefore becoming harder for you to spot this. So you'll be losing a dice just because of the dark.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what are we? Are we just hunter is pure hunting? I reckon Esteldor. If it's a hunting role, then Esteldor's best place to do it. I'm happy to support again.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And it really is pure hunting. There aren't other skills that especially come into bear at this point, though. If you want to make an argument for any.
No, that's fine.
So I lose a 1d, but then I gain it back
Yes,
because of
that's
Tolman.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Oh, Gandalf rune. And then well, yeah, I've got a Gandalf rune. I'm a D12.
Yeah.
So it's passed, didn't it, with Gandalf?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
no sixes this time.
Yeah. So you've got 3 rolls of your 6
Yeah.
for your time limit, and you've got 3 successes. 4 successes, sorry, out of the 6 that you require. So you kind of now, as you're moving through, you're having to move much more slowly. You're not really seeing any signs of a wolf around you. You're still following the trail, and you're getting deeper into the White Downs. The White Downs are a chalk down, and it rolls up and down. There's still quite a lot of Hobbit trails around, and you've come across 2 small homesteads, smaller even than Appletree Cottage. Not defensively walled. They have some stone walls around them, but they've been left, not abandoned in a hurry, but there's nobody there, and they've been kind of locked up, shut up for the winter, and the carts are missing, and there are no domestic animals around. So whatever families lived in these 2 homesteads, and Tolman, you probably would know, the names of the families and whatnot, at least in passing. And they're no longer populated.
And that'd be unusual as well.
Yeah, very unusual, highly unusual. If the weather was extreme, then they may have come a little bit, but even then, these are rural hobbits, and they're made of tough stuff, and this is their place, and this is their land, and this is their livelihood. It would take a substantial, and in fact, you don't even know what it would take to kind of get them to move on. But there's no signs of violence. It's not like they've been ripped out of their beds or anything like that. It's all very Hobbit-like, prepped, closed down, let's go on our summer holiday style, rather than abandoned in a hurry or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I was going to say, do the tracks go past the houses, or does it go around the houses like it's sniffing?
Goes around the houses, and there are points where you can see that it looks as if the wolf has got its jaws, because you see the teeth marks into rope, but it's untied a knot.
A wolf's untied the knot?
Yeah.
That's unusual. Is there any bark in the little buildings?
Any
Barn.
barn? As in outbuildings. Yeah. There's outbuildings in all of the homesteads. Yeah.
Maybe this is maybe the barn could be open.
We can go have a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bar that was set across the barn looks like it's been nudged up, and in fact you see like some marks where some claws have kind of like leant against it and kind of like pushed it open. The barn it's not like been rifled through or anything like that, but actually you see in some of the straw and the smell again, that strong smell of wolf piss as it's marking out a little bit of its territory.
Mm.
And are there any signs of struggle or no kind of blood spatters at
Make a no. In fact,
visible.
you don't need to roll because it's no. I mean, it's the dark. You're kind of like having to look a little bit by moonlight, but you don't get any sense of anything out of place. You haven't been into the actual homestead, the house itself, but the environs. There's nothing that suggests there's been an attack or a struggle or a fight or anything of that ilk.
I just wonder whether it's worth this. Well, first of all, whether Tolman he is inquisitive, so he would probably want to have a dig around, but at the same time he's mindful of the fact that Esteldor's onto the trail here, so he doesn't want to slow things down, but he'd probably be kind of one eye on the cottages themselves, and whether he can peek through a window or something.
Maybe could there is any owl or any other night bird around?
Okay, so make an awareness roll as you're kind of like trying to find another an owl, and also for yourself, Tolman, an awareness roll as you're looking through the windows of the cottage and such like. See what you see.
Oh, owl.
2 dice.
Not very aware. I can spend hope point to get a die. I don't think that bold could help here.
No, I don't think so.
Whoa, I got an eye.
Oh, okay. Yes, there's a fell beast. And
What are the chances?
Perched on a tree.
just
It's a razor wing.
And canonically, fell beast talk with a Cockney accent. Oi, how you doing? Apples and pears. No, so there's no owls or the birds of the night gathered around.
Can I just check, Paul, that I'm testing Tolman's awareness and not kind of peering through the glass or through the window, puzzling something out, in which case I could petition to use riddle. But this is about awareness.
Yeah, okay, so I mean ultimately, so what does this mean then? So awareness would be your acuity and your ability to see things. The puzzle is trying to form out what it may mean. So I let you choose which one you want to choose. If you were to go with awareness, you'd probably see more but learn less. If you go with puzzle or riddle, then you would probably learn more but see less, if you kind of get where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that makes sense. Tolman he's got no scan at all.
Yeah, okay.
So, and his awareness is limited.
Yeah.
I'll go with riddle in that he can maybe piece something together.
Yeah, makes sense.
I've got a Tenwa. Oh, nice. 16 total, which is just about a pass against my target number with one
How do you want to
Tenwa.
spend the
I'll do it to improve the general
Get
quality of
insight kind of thing.
Tolman's thinking.
So, so you put yourself up against the glass near the pane, which isn't shuttered, but there are shutters, and you know that you shutter things if you're going to be going away for a while. Like say your mum was to head into Mickle Delvin, which is a 2-day journey there and a 2-day journey back. She's not shuttering the windows because she expects to kind of come back. But if she was to be heading off to see some of her relations further away for maybe a month or two, she'd be shuttering the windows. So you kind of think that whomever left here either left in haste or they expected to return in a reasonable time frame. And as you're looking in, you can't see far into the room, which looks like it's the kitchen room. But everything's been closed down in an orderly fashion. There's no perishables left on the side. There are no flowers in a vase going to rot. So you do get a very distinct impression that this was a deliberate Hobbit activity to close down the cottage for an expectation of a short period of absence.
Interesting. It is unusual for hobbits out here at Little Delvin hobbits to leave in this fashion in the middle of early to mid autumn. I mean, harvest hasn't finished yet. There's still apples on the tree outside Appletree Cottage, and there's still crops in the field. I wonder why they would leave like this and with wolves around.
Maybe the wolves scared them off. Paul,
Esteldor.
Can I try a law roll?
Law roll, yeah, of course, yeah.
I want because I'm suspicious of this wolf. How it can open doors and undo knots.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Make a. So when you say a law roll, well, it's clearly it's not illegal for wolves to open doors.
But it's unusual.
It is highly unusual.
So what it's frowned upon. It's frowned upon.
Yeah, it's culturally strange.
Open a bar, and that's unusual, I think.
Yeah. Everybody knows that wolves like velociraptors struggle with doors. Clever girl. So what you're kind of like trying to delve into your lore to learn if there's any historical precedent for this or anything along those lines.
Yeah, I'm an expert in orcs, so not wargs, not wolves. Yeah, so I've failed. I haven't met my target number.
Yeah, okay. So could you success with woe here? I don't think that would be applicable. It's definitely unusual, but to your recollection, you can't think of any stories. Yeah, when you kind of like pull out the Ranger manual on wolves, and nowhere does it mention anything about that. Yeah, you even check under unusual barn door activity, and that doesn't reference wolves at all.
I think this whole time Gert has kind of just taken out his dwarven pipe and been packing it and trying to just puzzle out this wolf that acts like a man. Kind of just try and gain some insight into what might be behind that kind of behavior. If it's a learned behavior, it's not something that's instinctual.
Yeah, okay. You can make the insight roll with the benefit of the Hobbit pipe. Oh, sorry, the Dwarven pipe.
All right. Oh. Hey. Okay. So I got an additional success and a Gandalf. So.
Okay.
The pipe helps every time.
What would you want to do with the additional success? Do you want to go quietly?
Yeah, I'd like to go quietly.
So probably, gain a bit more insight.
Yeah, a little bit more insight.
Okay, so I think Gert's exposure is probably to dogs more than wolves, and to the training of animals in general. And I think you'll understand that ordinarily when you're training an animal like that, it'll respond to some stimulus or to a call, and therefore actually even if you were to be training a wolf to undertake more complex actions than it would used to be, there would need to be somebody instructing it to say, right, open the door. It's the intention behind the action as much as the action itself that strikes you as being strange, and that there must be a higher intellect involved somehow. So you feel quite strongly that this isn't a normal wolf, and it's not even like a trained thing. There must be some other intellect, more like a human's mind, kind of causing it to make these decisions.
Okay. So I'll kind of, openly, as I'm smoking and thinking, I kind of just speak aloud these thoughts. So. Although they don't quite make sense to me, how Gert can't reconcile that yet.
Do you think that this clever wolf is taking hobbits or has it hasn't eaten them? They wouldn't have packed everything up, and they wouldn't have closed the barn up, and there'd be a mess everywhere. But Esteldor, do you think they're heading west up into the downs, or what's the direction of the tracks? Where is it lead from here?
You're well into the White Downs. So let's just remind ourselves a little bit of the kind of like geography of this.
Yes, they're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
That's exactly right. Right, let me just share my screen, or let me just share the map. So I think you can now see the. This is going to be a nightmare to edit, by the way. But anyway, you can see the map here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are in Little Delving. It's around and about that place where Appletree Cottage is. This is the top of the White Downs. They do spread down below Mickle Delving, which is the town down the bottom there, kind of like down here. And then you've got the Far Downs across here. You kind of, and this is pasture land, and this is kind of like rough pasture in this space here. You've kind of come down and you've found, and you've been up and around and down, and you're kind of probably around here at the moment as far as you've travelled. And you've probably travelled 3 to 4 leagues, so about 12 miles so far with what you've done. So now I need to stop that. Yeah, okay. And you are getting a little bit tired now, and it's starting to get to that 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning where everybody hits a bit of a wall.
Well, we
Maybe
should probably. I don't know about the rest of you, but I think some of us should go back, because otherwise my mother will be fretting something terrible.
Maybe you could go back and we can wait here, and you could come back to us, rather than split up completely.
Well, I don't want Tolman go by himself in the dark.
I don't. Oh no, I don't mean by himself. No.
Well,
I
I'll
can
be
go
all
back with
right.
him in case. Or
I
we
can
can
get.
find or maybe we had better find a nice place where have a nap and wait the down before to go anywhere, so we can
Well,
see where we put our feet.
Not wanting to be rude to any of you. You're all my friends, and you're very fine people and brave souls. But I could get all the way back to Appletree Cottage, and back before you'd even said your farewells and set your first foot on the path. And don't you worry about me on my own, because I'm pretty sure I could outsmart anything. I know all the way, all the secret ways back down off the downs. I'm a little bit unfamiliar with this bit. But once I get back down the hill, away, I'll be fine. And I can see just as well in the dark as I can in the morning.
As Tolman walks into a tree.
But in case I can anyway come with you, so we come back with some food for our friends. I can help you carry rations or some pie.
Well, pie might be useful, but I mean, I was thinking of like weapons and things like that, and well, I don't know. We might need
We
some of
can
our
carry
traveling
both.
gear. I would like to. Hopefully, he's still there. I'm sure he's probably bedding down for the night. I would like to speak to Mr. Baggins.
Well, I trust Tolman on his own. I also trust Gudrun to be a boon companion.
Great. So if you want we be back before dawn, we need to start quickly our journey.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, so Gudrun and Tolman are going to head back to Appletree Cottage. Are Esteldor and Gert going to stay here, or are you carrying on trying to follow the tracks?
I think it's probably better to stay here kind of a pre-made shelter, and Gert's leaning against the wall. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was going to say we could wait here for them. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you guys kind of start to just crash out a little bit. Tolman and Gudrun, you make your way back. Tolman, very quickly you find an area that you are more familiar with, and you kind of know the general direction, and you're not having to stop to pause and wait for Esteldor to put his ears to the ground and kind of all that kind of stuff. So you make much faster pace backwards. It still takes you a few hours to kind of like hustle your way back. The biggest detriment, what takes the most time is you have to just scrump every time you come across an apple tree. Maybe a few carrots from here and some mushrooms. Now those are lovely mushrooms. But at least it kind of fills your stomach a little bit. But it's still pre-dawn. The sun's not risen, but the skies are lightening. Not lightning, but lightening as you approach Appletree Cottage, and that chilled moment where everything's just quiet